Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title down below, today I'm going to be doing a flip through of the Mystic Dreamers Tarot. This is the first tarot deck that I ever bought for myself, and I really hold it near and dear and wanted to share that with you and also show the beautiful artwork of this deck, because I don't feel like I see this deck very often on the tarot community on YouTube. Now, I no longer have the box that this came in. That has been gone for a very long time, unfortunately. It was a pink cardboard box that just flipped open, and it came with the deck and this guidebook. The guidebook is why I purchased this deck, besides the artwork. I watched reviews on this deck, and I believe it was Tarot Oracle whose review really turned me on to this. But this book is so amazing for anybody who's just starting out in tarot. It gives you an introduction on how tarot is used and what for. It gives you the basics of reading. It gives you many different spreads that you can learn how to use. It gives you information on doing dream work and keeping a journal while you're on your tarot journey. And then you get to the descriptions of the cards, and this is amazing. You get a full picture of the card, a page and a half of description along with reversed meanings, and then every single card has a section about using your intuition with each card. When you are starting out learning tarot, at least I feel that it's a daunting idea to have to learn meanings to all of these cards, and also having to learn keywords. And to think about it is just really daunting, and you almost hesitate. And so picking up this book and basically just having this beautiful description and storytelling of each card, and also giving you the room to use your own ideas and feelings with each card, it just made it so much more enjoyable to learn. And I just really love this. The deck is based on the traditional Rider-Waite system, so even though the descriptions in this book are meant for this deck, I do believe there's a lot you can take out of this for other decks, especially the using your intuition if you're someone who does use that in your readings instead of just traditional meanings. I just really love this book, and I also love that they give you a spot to take notes as you are learning. I just really love this book. If nothing else, I do believe you can buy this guidebook just by itself, not with the deck. So if nothing else, I definitely recommend the book, but the deck is amazing as well. These are the backs of the cards. Really detailed, kind of textured. I really love the backs of these cards. So I learned about tarot probably when I was 12 or 13 years old. I had a friend's mother who was Wiccan, and she used tarot, and it really fascinated me. And I grew up a Christian, and so, you're taught that you're not supposed to deal with anything witchcraft. You're not supposed to use, Ouija boards or tarot. It's just evil. So the idea of being so drawn to tarot and it being evil scared me. And I remember I was researching tarot online. And again, I believe the video that I saw was from Tarot Oracle, who was reviewing this deck, and it just called to me. And so I went on Amazon and I bought the deck with the intention of just keeping it to look at the artwork. And I received it, and that's what I did. I kept it, and I would pull it out every once in a while to look at the artwork, and that's what the use was. As I got older and really started discovering who I was and where I wanted to be in my spirituality, tarot was just something that really drew me in. Kind of pause my storytelling here. This is probably one of my favorite hermit cards that I've ever seen in any deck. But I just felt called to this, and so I pulled it out and I started studying more and more, and I just really love how tarot helps in my spiritual journey. Everybody's spiritual journey is different. We're going to believe in different things. But the beauty of spirituality is that it's between you and your higher power, your belief. It's nobody else's path but yours. It's your life. And so, if you're someone like me who has always been afraid of tarot, you have to realize that you're going to get out of tarot what you put into it. So, some people use tarot just as a way to think outside of the box. They don't necessarily hold it as a energy or a mystic item that's telling you how things are going to work. Some people just like to be like, okay, let me get out of my head. Some people use tarot as a way to help their creative juices when they're trying to come up with writing ideas. They'll pick a card and they'll write a story about it. And then, of course, you have those who use it as a spiritual connection. And so don't be afraid. They're cards. You're going to get out of them what you put into them. For me, I do believe that there is an energy and that I can talk to my angels through them, and they will give me messages. I don't believe that what they tell me is set in stone, because the future is ever changing depending on the decisions that we make. And I am still a Christian. I believe in God. I believe he sent his son to die for my sins, but I also have other beliefs. I'm connected to the earth. You know, I believe in energies, and I believe in kind of the circle of life. And so this is a tool that I like to use. And you know, this deck, as I have found more and more decks, watched more and more reviews, I'm not as drawn to the artwork anymore, but it still is really a deck that I hold dear to me because it was the first deck that I ever used. Now, one problem that a lot of people have mentioned that I've seen who have reviewed this is they don't like the borders, because the borders take up so much room and so the image is pushed back. That never really bothered me until I started buying borderless tarot cards, and then I was like, I kind of see that, but I don't like the trimmed version. I have seen the trimmed version. Obviously, it makes the deck very, very small, and it takes away from the beautiful backs, which I love the backs of the cards. Now, with that being said, I do plan, I haven't been flipping them over. Whoops. All right. I do still want to use this deck in readings, but I definitely want to do like a tarot interview spread with this deck to kind of find out where it's going to fit in my personal journey. I still really do love a lot of the images. It's still a deck that I want to be able to use in readings. But right now, after so many years, it's just I don't connect with it in the same way. But I do still think the artwork is beautiful. I still really, really love going back to the guidebook. I really like this Ten of Cups as well. So I really do think that this deck also gives you a lot of space for your own interpretation, which I think is also really helpful as well. And I love that the colors aren't super, super vibrant and in your face. For some reason, I really like muted color palettes in tarot cards. I'm not sure why that is, but I do find that I connect the most with those. I kind of love how every card kind of has this like blurry, almost misty facade on the card. Because I mean, I guess it's supposed to be Dreamer Tarot. So I love that the moon is present. Again, following your intuition. Like even here, you can, at least to me, that looks like the moon kind of hidden in the background here, even though it's a sunny picture. Again, the moon. I love this Nine of Swords. This is another card. The Hermit card and this Nine of Swords are probably my favorites out of the entire deck. So, again, This is a deck that I really don't hear about, and I wish I had more videos of people talking about this deck because I feel like Barbara Moore's decks are really popular, but I really don't see many people use this deck in readings, and I haven't seen very many reviews on this deck as I do others. And so that was another reason why I wanted to do this flip through, was for anybody who was interested in seeing all of the cards, because I don't feel like it's talked about enough. And I do think that the imagery is really pretty, and I do think that the guidebook is definitely worth purchasing. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the backs of the cards especially. And so this deck will always be something that I hold on to. I'll never trade this deck or get rid of it. And I do want to use it in readings. I'm just going to have to do a deck interview spread and kind of find out where it belongs on my path at this point. But this is the deck that really drew me into tarot, made me interested, made me want to learn. And I think that it's just a really wonderful deck. And especially for a beginner, I do think that it's a great deck to start with because it is based on Rider-Waite, so you're still getting traditional meanings. And that guidebook, I tell you what, I definitely think that this will help you be inspired. I think that it will keep you on the track to learning tarot, and it's a great starting point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.